Today is Monday, July 29th. This is Noreen Johnson, and here are the good news headlines of the day. Several U.S. and world lawmakers are denouncing the 2024 Paris Olympics opening ceremony after drag queens and artists made a spectacle of the Leonardo da Vinci painting, The Last Supper, which depicts the last meal Jesus had with his apostles. Speaker Mike Johnson chimed in on X saying this: "Last night's mockery of the Last Supper was shocking and insulting to Christian people around the world who watched the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. The war on our faith and traditional values knows no bounds today, but we know that truth and virtue will always prevail." Even Italy's Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini posted a picture of the drag queens over another picture of the Last Supper, criticizing the act and said this: "Opening the Olympics by insulting billions of Christians around the world was a really bad start, dear French. Seedy." Fox Nation host Piers Morgan put it this way by saying, "A drag queen mockery of the Last Supper at the Olympics. Would they have mocked any other religion like this? Imagine if they'd mocked Islam like this." And then Bishop Robert Barron, a popular Catholic cultural commentator, urged Christians to keep raising our voices against the Paris Olympics after the committee attempted to quell outrage over the anti-Christian scene from the opening ceremony. Barron castigated the Paris Olympics committee after it apologized for depicting the Last Supper of Jesus with sexualized drag queens. Barron, who delivered a viral reaction to the gross mockery of the Last Supper, called the committee's attempt at an apology patronizing. In another video posted to social media, Barron walked through some of the points of the apology, beginning with the claim that there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group, saying this: "Give me a break. So we have a group of drag queens cavorting in a kind of sexually provocative way, clearly an imitation of Da Vinci's Last Supper, which presents to the world the Last Supper of Jesus, and no disrespect was meant? All this lovely diversity until you get to anyone who disagrees with your ideology. Like these 2.6 billion Christians." In other news, President Biden is set to propose several changes to the U.S. Constitution on Monday to make good on his promise to reform the Supreme Court, according to a report. In a reversal from the president's long-standing resistance to changes to the High Court, Biden said that Supreme Court reform would be among his top priorities for the remainder of his term in office. Now the president is expected to propose setting term limits for justices on the Supreme Court, which would require a constitutional amendment, and establishing an enforceable code of ethics, which could be enacted by Congress, Politico reported. Biden is also likely to voice support for a constitutional amendment that would limit immunity for presidents and certain other office holders after the court ruled in July that presidents cannot be prosecuted for official acts during their time in office. The court's ruling stemmed from a case concerning former President Trump. Biden said this after the court handed down its opinion: "This decision today has continued the court's attack in recent years on a wide range of long-established legal principles in our nation, from gutting voting rights and civil rights to taking away a woman's right to choose, to today's decision that undermines the rule of law of this nation." Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, the Republican vice presidential candidate and a veteran of the United States Marines, ripped Vice President Kamala Harris on Saturday for questioning his loyalty to the country. Vance responded to an ad Harris cut accusing Vance of being loyal only to Trump, not to our country. The Republican vice presidential candidate hit back at Harris during a Trump campaign rally in Minnesota, saying this: "Now, I saw the other day Kamala Harris questioned my loyalty to this country." That's the word she used, loyalty. Because there is no greater sign of disloyalty to this country than what Kamala Harris has done at our southern border. When asked what Kamala Harris has done for this country, he said, "The answer, my friends, is nothing." So let's send a message to the media. Let's send a message to Kamala Harris. Let's send a message to every hardworking patriot from Minnesota across the country. We are ready to have President Donald J. Trump back, and we're going to work our tails off to make sure it happens. And then today, July 29th, marks the feast day of St. Martha. Martha is the patron saint of cooks and travelers and is often depicted in art holding a platter of food or a broom. She is also considered a symbol of hospitality and generosity and was canonized as a saint by Pope Gregory IX in the year 1232. St. Martha, pray for us. And those are your daily good news headlines. This is Catholics for Catholics. May God bless you, and may God bless the USA.